For many people in Boston, and especially many immigrants, the best path to opportunity is through a small business. For new ventures that need more help with financing or technical assistance, there is help from the quasi-public agency Mass Growth Capital. To explain the program is a loan officer from the agency, Robert Williams. Thank you very much for being with us, Robert.
Great. Thank you for having me, Chris.
First of all, talk about how Mass Growth Capital gets started.
Yes. Well, Chris, for your viewers who don't know, we have a great story to share with you. Mass Growth Capital Corporation was founded in 2010. At the time, there were two existing agencies. One was Economic Stabilization Trust that used to lend just to manufacturing firms. And then we had our local community development finance corporations that lent to our Main Street companies. So in 2010, the leadership combined both agencies and Mass Growth Capital was created. $50 million in our loan fund, active loan agencies.
Well, part of your mission is to help people who are usually left behind when it comes to economic opportunity. Explain what that means.
And Chris, and we say left behind for a host of reasons they're left behind. Either they don't have the necessary collateral to go to a bank and get and acquire a loan, or they lack credit to do it. So at Mass Growth Capital, our mission is to really impact those those firms, Chris, who have been economically disadvantaged, low to moderate income communities, our veterans who are returning and are trying to access capital as well. So it's really an agency, Chris, that looks at companies and communities that historically been left out, again, because they just could not access capital through our traditional bank lenders.
And I take it you're not talking about people with shaky credit as much as maybe people who operate without the usual mainstream financing resources.
That's correct, Chris. We're talking about business owners who have been in our communities and been actively running their businesses. We have some, companies that are either, in that traditional 2-year startup window, but Chris, these are companies that are historically have been out there, creating jobs in the community and really trying to grow their business. And they get these great growth opportunities, Chris, that come along and just don't have the ability to access the capital that's required to actually impact those communities.
This is BNN News. We're talking with Robert Williams from Mass Growth Capital. Robert, what do you do to make sure these loans actually work and that they can be handled?
Chris, one of the things that we do is we really see Mass Growth Capital as a pathway to finance and to success. So what we'll do, Chris, not only will we provide the lending, we will also provide technical assistance. And it's really strategic technical assistance, Chris. So we're going in really trying to solve operational problems and really unique financial problems, bookkeeping. That's one of the issues that our companies really lack, Chris, is the ability to really provide bookkeeping in the back and provide their back office support. Okay.
Well, I know this program was started under Governor Patrick, and I'm thinking also, remembering his kinds of sense of mission is that you don't just give people a loan and say good luck. I mean, correct. A lot of the opportunities for doing business happen to be with public agencies, too.
That's correct, Chris. And that's where we're seeing the real growth opportunities for companies in the community, Chris, is that, our state agencies, this really is a boom opportunity with gaming, with Massport, the work that's taking place there. We have a great partnership with Mass Housing, Chris. So what we're really looking to do is really not only provide access to capital, Chris, but really work with our state partners, Mass Development's another agency that we work closely with, Chris, to really try to drive the relationship and really make sure that the company's going to be successful.
No, I think one company might have helped that way. Was it with design and construction company?
Yes, that's a great success story, Chris. I'm glad you brought that up. We have a local business owner, Cesar De Silva, lives right in Dorchester. He was one of the first award recipients, Chris, of a program that we had with Mass Housing, a partnership program. So if you're a construction company working on a Mass Housing finance project, Mass Housing has provided $1 million to work through Mass Growth Capital, and Cesar De Silva's company was one of our first award recipients to go through that program.
Now there was another company I remember, Taino Consulting?
Yes, Taino Consulting. This is another great example of a company, Chris, that was just poised for growth. The owner, Herbie Duvenier, who I believe has been a guest here on your show,
yes.
Chris, just great company. He was an employee at Massport, decided to go out and start his own company, Chris, cybersecurity and physical security, Chris. Became an 8A certified company and had this incredible growth spurt. And this is where Mass Growth Capital was able to come in and really provide financing, Chris, where a bank just wasn't able to go in because the company was so new and had this great growth opportunity. Mass Growth Capital was able to go in there, Chris, and really provide technical consulting, not only the financial capacity, but also technical assistance.
And Robert, I want to make sure I ask about the Diversity Goals Support Program you're involved
Yes,
in.
Chris. We have an incredible program and initiative taking place at Mass Growth Capital called the Diversity Initiative Goals. So if in fact a company is awarded a contract where there's a goal attached to that contract, either a state agency or a private corporation awards a contract, what Mass Growth Capital will do is we'll go in, work with that company, provide the financing, but also make sure that we reduce some of our rates that may be typically charged to a customer, provide technical assistance, and really try to support that business owner throughout the process.
Well, finally, we should mention, if anybody wants more information about your services, including the partnership with English for New Bostonians, you've got a website that they can look at?
Yes, we do, Chris. And I would encourage your listeners to please, and the viewers, to reach out to Mass Growth Capital. We can be reached at www.massgcc.com. You can also reach me directly at my number at 617-337-2823. Again, we have a host of talented loan officers who are waiting to work with you. So please reach out to us. We'd love to talk with you.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Chris.
Robert Williams from Mass Growth Capital. In a moment, lessons in financial literacy, courtesy of Citizens Bank. But first, this message.